So you guys see the new advanced map Dark Path here. We're gonna black border it on chimps mode, and it's gonna be the easiest black border that you'll ever see. Because it's actually not really an advanced map, and also because you're gonna utilize towers that are really OP this update, and that is the Pop and Awe. I'll go over all the changes in a second, but for now, let's get through the early game. I think for one, we can put the sniper on the high ground platform, and I think that Dart Monkey might also reach. Let's do some testing here, okay? If it doesn't reach, I'll restart and put it lower. But that's good, it attacks. And again, the fact that the balloons have to loop multiple times in the middle is what makes it such a trivial map. I think I'll do a second Dart Monkey for any leakers in the exit. How does that sound? And how many more Dart Monkeys you feel? Another one? Okay, how about another one? Surely 3 darts and a sniper will get us to either the Druid or Striker Jones next. I say Druid because if I get the 1-3-0 in the early game, then you already know it's just an auto win for the, well, early. And I'm gonna get it. Let's see. Yep, we're good, we're good. Jungle, the Druid, and single lane maps. Name a better duo. So, Striker now, and then we can start getting the mortars. And now I can actually start mentioning those mortar changes, eh? So, for one, it's not just the Pop and Awe, but the base mortars also got a sizable buff. Basically, double damage at base from 1 to 2 at the expense of Pierce. But the thing is, most time, unless you're playing a race where you can send 20 rounds at once, you're not going to be using all 40 Pierce of the mortar. So, outside of races, this is a buff in, like, every aspect. And I think I might be dead around 15 here. Let's see, okay. Kind of sketchy. I don't know if you guys follow this exactly, if you'll survive this too. But I guess at the end of the day, my videos are not always meant as a tutorial. Just kind of winging it, you know what I mean? See if I can get the 1135 for this now. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have. I should have just went for the mortar. If it does 2 damage, then putting it in the middle would probably carry really hard, wouldn't it? Let's see, though. Close call. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Border, please. Ability. And let's get it. That 2 damage a time should come in really clutch. And not only did the 000 mortar get buffed, but also the Bloon Buster, because since it does 2 damage, the Bloon Buster would have to compensate, right? Yep. It now increases damage from 2 to 3. And the bigger blast also gets its Pierce back, so it's pretty much a buff for all Bloon Buster mortars. Looking at this, I probably could have just skipped the Druid and went for a pure mortar strategy. Also for the Camo Wave, let's see, what tower do I want to get? I'll use Striker here. I think I'll just do night vision goggles. Sure, I'm lazy. I already got this, so I'm just gonna buy the 030 into 130. Again, while I'm already here, I should mention this Striker Jones buff. Take a look at level 7. Read, it has a new ability, target focus for 15 seconds, mortar monkeys, target touch, cursor with increased accuracy. So yes, they finally added follow touch mortars to the game, guys. Unfortunately, it's locked behind a hero paywall, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, but as you see, that kind of blows. I wish they had it similar to Battles 2. Yeah, one thing that Battles 2 does better than BD6, they just give you follow touch mortars by default. But I guess I can't complain too much, it's better than no buff at all. Also, this round, I'm just gonna buy 002 Dart Monkey, I guess. I was only like $5 short of Raider Scanner, but I don't have to worry about camos anymore after I get this thing. Attaboy. Let's go ahead and use level 7's ability just for showcase reasons. So, now, and as you see, I have to click to, like, have the mortar retarget. So it's not a pure follow mouse like it would be Dartling. Not sure whether that's better or worse. I guess it's better. Better indeed. Also, it got better accuracy, which, I mean, I feel like once you get to, like, big balloons, like we're talking about Moab's late game stuff, the increased accuracy doesn't really matter too much, but it's all welcome, it's all welcome. Now, how the hell do I beat a Moab? I'll go ahead and get heavy shells because it gets extra attack speed, but I am not going to get a battery in time. I hate to waste money or place something that's not in range of all my other towers, but I guess this'll bail me out easily. A Mole Mauler with a Striker buff, and here's where I can use the Follow Must rating. Although it's not very useful on just one mortar, because I can just do, like, tab, tab, tab like that. I will use the stun now. And we should beat 40 very easily. Nice. Alright, there's a battery, and now we should be able to beat mobs without even having to retarget this thing. And now let's talk about those Pop and Awe buffs. So I feel like the biggest problem with the Pop and Awe before was that when you use the ability of Pop and Awe, it doesn't get you the extra attack speed. It just gives you the stunning ability, which is great and all, but it was fairly weak, even though it got like a lot of damage buffs. But Well, not extra damage compared to artillery battery, but I believe it gets extra stun damage when you, pair it with the ability. So that is what makes it pretty OP this update. Even though they did nerf the ceramic lead fortified Moab, they fixed the bug where they couldn't stack. So now if there's like a fortified Moab, you actually get the, damage when it says stack on top of each other. We got jungle drums too. Basically, the math ends up being such that Poppinaw is pretty much a damage buff at all points. And we're talking about unbuffed. If we start, like, adding damage buffs on top of it, like +1, for example, then the attack speed will end up being, like, exponentially better than just the raw damage boost that was given before. You'll see very soon. I think we can just save up easily for Poppinaw right now. By the way, I'm pretty sure artillery battery is, like, 50% better this update because, again, the Balloon Buster changed from 2 damage all the way to 3. With its pierce basically being the same. Somebody on the Ninja QE Bounce team really likes mortars. At least that's gotta be my guess. So I think we're gonna make it to Poppinaw without even having to use any micro. I just kept it in the middle, didn't even use the A battery ability, nor the striker stun. Maybe I will use it now though, just because it's a black border and I don't want to like go too balls to the walls. Again, sometimes there's a thing called being too cocky, and that time might be now. Yep, I'll just use A battery. Not sure if I really need it there, but just to be safe. And we are so close to Poppinaw. Let's get it, and here we go. I can definitely see the explosion radius increase. Now there's just like snow, a pile of snow right in the middle of Dark Path here. Very fitting given the looks of the map. Also, I completely forgot to mention last time I showcased this map is that, yes, some of you guys mentioned it, but if you click on the caves, you can remove. I guess I will spend 250 just for showcase reasons. You can do it up to 3 times. It costs more and more each time, up to I think 800 or 750 on the third one. But it's really only the first one that really matters, because like what good is like opening the space up here when the track is all the way in the middle here, you know? Same thing goes with the top left corner. You can remove this. I'm not going to though because we don't need it. And again, take a look. Look at how easy of a time we're having. Do you think it'd be too bold for me to claim that we can actually beat all 100 runs Chimp Snow with only this defense? Because I think it actually is close to doable. I've seen some people share the completions of Chimps mode with Poppinaw with like 6-figure cash numbers left over. That's how OP of this buff we're looking at. Like, let's slow down here. Single target DPS on the bad was close to, I think, not quite 100. But again, for it being like a high pierce mortar, close to 100 is very good, and I'll use the stun to show you how much faster it pops because of the stun damage. Take a look at that. Easy pickings for 75, I'll just put it back in the middle. Again, say no more, single target damage is no longer much of a weakness for the Poppinaw here. I'll go ahead and use the ability. Just one ability pretty much almost takes out the entire bad layer. Or sorry, the ZMG layer. Speaking of bads, I don't know if you guys knew this, but several updates ago, they did give the Poppinaw like bonus bad damage because the way the Poppinaw works is that since the bad can't be stunned, when you use the ability, you don't get the extra damage bonus, sadly. So the extra bad / boss damage is a way to compensate for that. So I feel like we even have, well, okay, maybe we don't have our bad damage covered, because under 100 DPS is still kind of low if we're talking about a 28k HP blimp, but we'll deal with that later. Okay, I still don't feel too comfy with all these fortified mobs taking a long time to pop, quote-unquote. At least I don't know when it's going to end up getting through the loop, but okay, let's see. At the end of the day, it still is a black border run, so I'm not going to play too risky. Let's just go for the overclock to give this well extra attack speed. How about, sure, Alk buff, even though this thing shoots super fast, so it's going to use up the buff pretty quickly. But while it is active, it'll be getting a damage boost. Actually, with overclock, it's going to be even less uptime, but oh well. Anything helps here, all right? And just for good measures, how about a spike factory here? Like, spike balls, that's all. You guys want to see how quickly these EMGs can pop? Well, let me combo overclock and Poppinaw ability now. There we go. Can't wait to combo all this with the bad. I want to say that's all I want to get for the rest of the game for real, though. Actually, just one more thing. I'm just super paranoid, so how about one of these? Maybe even a spike balls if the later rounds do get even scarier. But I think this is shaking out to be at least a $70,000 save up on advanced chips. Probably even more than that. That's just a conservative estimate. But here it is, everybody. Poppinaw solo carry. Let's wait for all these EMGs to get in the middle And now let's combo everything together. Alright, I just realized we don't even have to activate the ability, because the Striker Stun activates the stun for us. In fact, the main mob would be a crazy combo with this. But I'm not gonna get that because the Striker Stun is already a really fast cooldown here. So I think that's all I really need to activate in order to survive here. Yep, we're good, we're good. How's 93 DDTs? I'm curious how far they get. Not really that far, it seems. Actually, they have the spike there. Okay, now you can kind of see my concern, I guess. Sure, I'll use the stun here. Worst case, we always have Striker to reset the cooldown. Right, double damage. As if things weren't already crazy enough for a Mortar. I think I should have the stun up for 95 if I need it. But I think I can survive with just the Striker Stun. Famous last words. We do have a fresh overclock ability, so I'm not too worried. Let's put it in the middle now. And yep, we don't have to activate the reset cooldown. It'll come up in time. Looks like I do need to use Striker Stun because DTs are actually getting through. How? Well, when I mean they're getting through, I mean just the ceramics. So I'm not overly worried until, like, the Spike Pal dies a little bit more, but we're good. 95. And with that, we have now passed the 70k mark, so adding on the last... I don't remember exactly how much money I make the last 4 rounds here, but probably close to 15 to 20k. So again, not quite the 6-figure finish mark, but if this was not a Chimps mode game, then you bet your ass I definitely would have attempted that at least. But again, I'm just basically going for completion. Take a look at that. Man, that single target on stunned and fortified stuff goes hard. Look at that damn spike. That's like 300 DPS per ZMG. I don't think I even need to use... yeah, I don't have to use the stun ability for Pop Nah. Striker Stun provides more than enough. Do I need to use a Striker Stun here? Nope. Alright. I feel like I should use the... what do you call it? The Pop Nah ability. Just so I have it up for 99. Although I don't know... I don't think it'll come up in time, right? Because it's still pretty long. So you know what? I'm just gonna beat it without... hopefully just overclock. And the level 3 Striker Stun is enough. I mean, again, what's the worry here? The problem with 98 is that it's dense, but Mortar has a lot of pierce. I'll use the accuracy ability for no reason, other than for funsies, but this should be easy, right? I shouldn't be overly worried about it pierce capping. Or should I? Again, watch it carefully. Another stun. Overclock wore out. But we're good. 86,000. Overclock ability, please come up for FDTs. Please, please, please. Stun now. Overclock. Don't. Oh, I have to use it. That sucks. Actually, it doesn't suck because it doesn't do anything against the bad, right? Well, either way, take a look at that single target. You think that's good enough? I don't think so. I'll use double damage now. Come on, come on, come on. If it sucks, I'm just gonna buy something real quick. Don't worry, don't worry. But that's already 60% of the damage through, so I feel like maybe all I need is a main mob or something to finish the job, or should I just... No, believe in the Pop Nah. Just use the ability once DTs pop, and then I won't leak to it. It'll take one more loop here, yep. Stun now, and we should finish the job. And that, folks, I think would be 90k left over in a black border dark path chimp storm. Actually, hang on. Hang on, it's exiting, it's exiting. Let's see. Nope. Trust in the Pop Nah. Was close, but we did it. So again, easy, right? I don't think it's just because of the map. I think it's a mix of the map and Pop Nah being incredibly busted. So do try this out for yourself. And let me know what other crazy shenanigans you can use with Pop Nah now, the buff Pop Nah.